What's up, what's up, what's up? Live on Instagram and YouTube, and we will be on Facebook in about 30 seconds. Probably should have waited to start them all at the same time, but that's okay. Let's get this thing situated and we'll get going. Yeah, Russell, Freddie Edmonds, Mark Wilson, Don's here. Let's see who we got on YouTube. Got Chris Brown. Not the Chris Brown, but a good friend of Chris Brown. Do you skateboard? It is a skateboard behind me. I don't anymore. I did when I was a teenager, but my friend Scott, who you may know from like the group and from the academy and stuff, he actually painted that, and I think it looks really cool. So that's why it's there. Otherwise, it's just plain white wall behind me. So not really into like decorating and stuff, but I figured I should spice the recording area up a little bit. Russell Freddie Edmonds says, "Oh, how I miss this face. Oh, you and your ways." We got Claudio and Motion. Consider this my overall apology for any name I get wrong. Mike says, "Now there's a face I haven't seen in a long time." Yeah, it has been a while. It's been so busy the last couple months. I had to make some room for other things, but wanted to make sure I got to hang out with you guys once more before we wrap up 2018. Got Joe, Adam, Kirill, Don, Aslam, Todd. Adam says, "What's up, Chris? What's up, Adam? How's it going, buddy?" We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Another Todd. We got Dave. Lots of people showing up today. Good. It's always very frustrating to do one of these and nobody shows up. What's up, Islam? Again, apologize if I get your name wrong. I'm doing my best. All right, guys. I don't really have any particular topic to cover today, so whatever you want to talk about, just ask away and we'll get it going. So he says, "Looking healthy, dude. I'm going to have to up my game." You know, it's funny you say that. I started using a thing called Huel. I think it's actually, I have their t-shirt they gave me on. It's like a meal replacement thing. You get all your nutrients and your calories and everything, and you just drink 2 of those a day and have like a nice dinner. And it balances it out. It's been really convenient. Plus, I have to spend way less time on like thinking about food and making food. So it's really helped me streamline my business and stuff. So we got Ahmed on Instagram. Don from Austin in the house. What's up, Don? We got Bilal and Hafiz. Islam says, "Quick question, buddy. Go for it. That's why I'm here." Ahmed jumped on. Ahmed helps me with so many things. I'm very fortunate to have met him. How can we get more clients? Is there any better way? I tried many things like cold email and cold calls. Everybody has a method that works best for them. So you got to figure out which one that you like and kind of go nuts on that. If you're looking for free methods, those are probably the two best ones, unfortunately. But beyond that, what I would start doing is making some blog posts and some YouTube videos and content like that, and then just running some Facebook ads or some LinkedIn ads to them to build up some authority, and people are naturally going to start coming to you. What's worked well for me, and it was kind of by accident, but it's worked really well, is I had an ad for a PDF that was supposed to bring people into my courses, and it did, but I ended up getting people reaching out to me wanting me to do their SEO and things like that too. And since then, I've really gone ham on creating content and marketing that content through ads and email and things like that. And that's really worked. So try that, man. I'm sure you have a lot of knowledge. I've seen you around the group and stuff. So just write some nice blog posts or make a couple videos and run some ads to them and just get people to get to know you that way. Build yourself as an authority and so on. Adam says, have you ever tried cold emailing? If so, any tips or strategies you can give? Yeah, back in the day, I had some good success with cold emailing. The number one thing is to get right to the point. Like a lot of people want to, when they in their cold email, they'll start with, "Hi, my name is Adam, and I'm an SEO specialist from here. We help you." And by that point, somebody's already checked out. They don't care who you are. You disrupted their time, and I don't mean that badly. I'm just saying this is how people think. You've disrupted their valuable time with your email, so you want to get them right away. So don't be negative, but get their attention right away on what you can help them with, and then later you can explain who you are. Because up front, they don't care who you are. You're just another, pardon the language, but you're just another asshole SEO who emailed them out of nowhere. So Don says, I had Love to Link create backlink a few weeks ago. The site ranked number 15 via SEMrush for that term. A few weeks later, the term was number 43. Thoughts? It's hard to troubleshoot that without knowing all of the ins and outs of your campaign and your site and stuff like that. But if you're in a situation where one link made you drop 4 pages or whatever that is, then you probably had some bigger issues than just the link. If it was that easy to tank somebody's rankings, SEO would be a nightmare, right? So look at your on page and make sure that's tight and then go from there. Mike says, can you explain a bit how you would take a brand building approach for SEO versus other methods? Focus more on building as many branded properties and getting authority for the name. Hope this makes sense. Trying to figure out how to properly phrase it. So I think what you're asking is how to establish you, Mike Sims, as an authority and a brand in the SEO industry. And if I'm wrong, then correct me. But you want to put out as much content across as many channels as possible and just make expert stuff. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but make as many things about you as possible. So people, whenever they search for you, they're going to find something that you've done. Put it on LinkedIn, put it on Medium. I've had real good luck with Medium lately, Facebook, and so on. So build as many of those and put content on them. And I don't mean just generic content. I mean stuff that people will really find helpful and they'll see you as an authority. If that's what you're asking, that's how I handle it. If not, then just let me know. Yeah, come on. Russell Freddie Edmonds says, and I have to say his name like a game show host. It's just a rule. Says, when's Legiit 2.0 come? Man, the suspense is killing me. Very soon, very soon. I prefer to do things right than to do them fast. So, and get them not correct. So it'll be ready out when it's ready, but it's looking really sharp. Adam says, so content on SEO, I assume, doesn't strictly have to be SEO. It can be, lead gen or digital marketing, Facebook ads, things like that. Just something in the orbit of SEO or what you're trying to sell, but it doesn't necessarily have to be 100% SEO because to the average person, SEO is really boring. Aslam says, awesome, I'll try those things. Thanks. Thank you, buddy. Glad you're here. Perry, Marcus, Amal, Lori, and Sean just joined. Mike says, yes, you understood my scatterbrain question. Thanks, dude. No problem, man. How can you rank Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest pages, and YouTube videos? Optimize them like you would anything else, keyword in the title, keyword in the description, And then once you get them optimized and fill out some content and get them indexed, usually that might be enough, depending on the niche and the keyword and things like that. But you can also hit them with a couple strong links, and that'll usually be enough. See if we got anybody on YouTube asking questions. Is anyone just using Ahrefs metrics to assess expired auction domains? People say it's so much better. I still prefer Majestic to assess them. Maybe it's just because of what I'm used to, but the reality is get comfortable with one tool and just go with that. So, and get to where you can kind of look at it at a glance and know if it's a good domain or not, whether it's Majestic, Ahrefs, whatever. Perry says, hey, awesome job on the Facebook growth group and brand development. Keep killing it. Thanks, man. I'm very proud of the group, especially this week when, without getting into any details, a lot of other groups really went off the rails. I'll just leave it at that. And it never even came up in ours. So I'm very proud of how well that went. So Kirill says, how to get more engagement interaction inside of Facebook groups by the members? Ask questions. So you may have noticed lately I've been doing, like the one I did the other day about how do you explain to someone who doesn't know what SEO is, what you do. Questions like that specifically ask for an answer have been helping a lot. And just giving them stuff helps a lot. And I don't mean like services, I mean content, whatever. Just get them that and genuinely ask for their opinion. So let them tell you, if that makes sense. So I've been following what you've been doing in your group, though. I'll take a closer look later on. Mohammed says, thanks, dude. Where can I get some strong, reliable links? Check out Legiit.com, which I conveniently own. But no, there's some really great sellers on there that can hook you up, depending on what type of link you want, but whatever type of link you want, there's somebody on there that sells it. Zishan showed up. What's up, buddy? Cornelius, hey, what's going on, buddy? Gonna take a sip of water here while the questions are catching up. What you should do while you're waiting is check out superstarseo.com/academy. If you're on Facebook, you actually see that on your screen. Steven showed up. I just spoke to Steven earlier today. How's it going, buddy? Do you have any call tracking software recommendations? I don't do a ton of lead gen, so it may not be as robust a solution as you need, but I've always used Callfire and been very happy with them. That's Callfire. I think it's .com. Kirill says, how was your Dallas trip? Oh, so much fun. And I learned so much. Like those Becker events are always so both informative and fun. Met some really cool people. Got to see some people at not their greatest, but that was okay. And, I've met some, I learned a lot just from the talking to people. And of course, Becker always brings the goods. And apparently I was on YouTube a couple of times in other people's videos. So that's nice. Dallas is a cool city too. I could totally see living there. On YouTube, Movie World says, he or she is asking about a certain person in the SEO industry. I'd really rather not even touch it. They're doing what they're doing, and I'd rather not even touch it. I focus on customers, not competitors. So, and I'm not trying to be coy with that answer. I don't know. It's just not productive to get involved in those things. So I'd rather just stay away from it. Chris says, what minimum metrics do you use for expired domains, Majestic, Ahrefs, or whatever tool of your choice? For auction domains, I mainly do auction, although I do some expired. But I like to, depends on what I'm going for. If I'm going for relevance, I just need a very small trust flow, like a 5 or something. But by relevance, it has to be super relevant. It has to have either the keyword in the domain or partial keyword or the location in the domain. If I'm going just for power, I like to have 15 15 and 10 referring domains. And those referring domains have to be good. Like the links going into them have to be good. And good, of course, opens up a whole nother can of worms. But, just quality links from sites that I think will be there so the power won't go away and things like that. So. Steven says, going extremely well. Thank you, Chris. Good to hear it, buddy. Don says Austin is better. I haven't been to Austin, so I can't comment one way or the other. I do have a client there, though. Steven says, what are your must-have Shopify apps when setting up a new store? I'm not really the guy to talk to. I've only ever set up one Shopify store, and that was legitmerch.store, home of all the legit merchandise you could ever need. And I just did whatever it was in some course I took. So Vasco says, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I would like to have Legiit be worth $100 million at that point and either sell it off or continue to grow it into $1 billion business. As far as me, I don't really have any personal goals. I'm already pretty much financially free. So I just want to continue to build good things and help people also get free. So I continue to do that. I'd like to see Superstar SEO become a global brand and be like the brand associated with everything you need for SEO, whether it's training, software services, or whatever. So those are kind of the directions I'm going. And I don't think it's going to take me 5 years, to be perfectly honest, but that's kind of where we're headed. I also want to get more involved in causes that I'm interested in. And I'm not going to tell you what those are because I'm not. But that's another thing I want to do that I've been slacking on. Russell Freddie Edmonds, have you ever considered doing a boot camp? Not sure what you mean by that. If you mean like, yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking it for there. So apparently not. Got a couple more people joining us on Instagram. What's up, guys? If you got any questions, just throw them in and we'll answer them here live for you. VJ, what's up, buddy? VJ, part of SERP. Great tool. Also a great guy. Ahmed joined. What's up, Ahmed? How important is keyword in domain these days? This is from Don. I'm going to answer this two ways. Important means that you have to have it. So in that respect, it's not important at all. However, it's extremely powerful. So if you can get a domain that has your keyword in it, it is going to be very powerful. So. Hey, Chris, how can we make our own social signals? You can run Facebook ads, or you can get your friends and family to share your stuff. If you mean the way I do it, that's a method I developed in-house that I got to keep some things to myself, and that's one of them, unfortunately. So, hey, how's the picture? For some reason, it's not as sharp as I wanted it to be. Thoughts on SEO? I don't know what to tell you on that. It's kind of a vague question. Chris says, how'd you get your first SEO client? Through a cold email, actually. Snag success meant I meant Web 2.0s. Oh, okay. Those are for good for helping out build out your brand and just having that many more properties out there. As far as just using them as a raw link source, they're not so great. Movies World linked to something and said watch it here and enjoy. Okay, I'm not sure what it is, but we'll take a look. Although I have a feeling I'm going to regret it. Maybe not. SEO guys, we charge the discharge. Oh. Yeah, I'll check that out later. But I don't know. To me, it seems kind of mean-spirited, just from the few seconds I'm seeing. So, I try not to get caught up in all that stuff. Jude says, what are your thoughts on the 301 redirect tactic? Is in buying an auction domain and redirecting it to your money site to push juice? I'm getting this question a lot lately, and I don't find it that effective anymore. I used to back in the day, whatever that time frame that means, but I don't know. To me, it's I'd rather use it as a nice site and build it out. So. Movies World said, I hate how YouTube doesn't give me people's names. I want to know someone trustworthy from Legiit who can build a Google Map stacking with driving directions to the GMB location. It'd be great if you could share their profile URLs. I know a couple. I kind of can't really navigate to their profile, but hit me up on Facebook and I'll send you the links. Snag Success says, how do you make sure Google doesn't penalize you for using Web 2.0s? Why would they? If you do that correctly, all you have to do is yourbrand.weebly.com, yourbrand.tumblr.com. They're not going to penalize you for that. People told me to link naked URLs and not anchor text. Is this safe? Do you need a VPN to make Web 2.0s? I mean, if you're going to make hundreds of them of the same network, you might. I tend to use them for naked URLs, not for any penalty, not for any penalty reason, but because the way I like to do my SEO is to use sites like that to build like a lot of URL and like brand and generic anchors. That way I can use the PBNs and guest posts and niche edits to really hit the exact anchors hard. So. How do you still find PBNs effective? I do. I don't use them like I used to. Back in the day, you could just, you get a new client, send them 10 PBNs and you're done. Now it doesn't work that way. I like to use them. I use an analogy that some of you may be too young to remember, but there used to be an arcade game called Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And you had 3 punches in that game. You had your jab and I think it was a right hook. And those were your standard punches. And that's kind of how I see Web 2.0s, social profile citations, and all those things. And then when you were ready to knock them out, you would hit this big red button that was your uppercut that you had to earn. And that was your knockout, and that was an uppercut. And I kind of see PBNs and guest posts as the uppercut that you use at the end to finish them off. So the other stuff should get on page, plus those other types of links will get you to page 2 or 1, depending upon, the keyword and the niche and all that stuff. But then you want to hit that big red button, which is your PBN or your guest post or your niche edit with an exact anchor, and that'll usually get you home. Sean says, hey Chris, what are your thoughts on lead gen, rank and rent as a source of income generation? It's a valid way to do it. It's not my favorite because you don't get paid until you've already ranked, but there are some upsides to it too. You own the asset. You can easily switch it to another customer if somebody lets you go. So that's kind of the upside and the downside of it. So you just have to decide on if you prefer to wait and to own the asset, you can wait longer and do it that way. Otherwise, I say getting clients. Let's jump back over to Facebook. Lots of questions today. I'm loving it. SEO Bootcamp Mastermind. I may do something like that at some point. I'm definitely going to have a live event. VJ says, hey, man. Hey, buddy. Picture is good. I'm in a Note 8. Awesome. Steve says, for getting in the 3-pack, what 3 things are crucial? Number 1 is getting your citations right. Not only like getting them perfectly in sync with your Google business. So we'll call that 1. Getting your, we'll do it this way. Getting your Google business as well optimized as possible, with the description and the right categories and all those things. Then getting your citations made to match whatever's in there. And then optimizing the citation as well, including the images and the content for the keyword / location you want to use. There's other things that go into Google Maps, but without those 3, you're probably not going to rank. Vasco says, do you predict any big changes for SEO in 2019? I don't know about 2019 because that's still kind of soon, but I think it's going to be more AI-based as time goes on. So Google's going to get smarter at understanding searcher intent. So we're going to have to sharpen our sword and get better at SEO as time goes on. I don't know if that 2019 is going to be the rise of that, though. Any thoughts on AWS rolling out bot domains and ranking messenger bot flows? First time hearing of it, but it sounds cool. Ahmed says, "What's up, Chris? Quick question. I know you've been investing in paid traffic. Also, do you attribute most ROI to SEO or paid traffic?" It's not really an either or. If you're a good marketer, you won't ignore any traffic channel. That's not to say you have to be on all of them, but it depends. But there's no reason that an SEO shouldn't also use paid ads and vice versa. But really, it just depends on the business and the product. Some products they're not going to work with SEO because it's not the kind of thing people search for. You have to get in their face. Whereas other things, people are not going to buy from an ad. They want to investigate it. So it depends on the product, the service, and so on. But ultimately, both have their place. A helpful post in the paid group would be a breakdown of what each Legiit service you and Jets and Scott provide and how they would help. The problem with that is whenever I recommend something too heavily, the seller gets way backed up and then the quality drops. So I've done that before. I may do something like that for the paid group that you can check out at superstarseo.com/academy. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to plug that. We'll talk about it, but it tends to make somebody's quality drop, which is unfortunate, but yeah. Understand the punch out analogy, laugh out loud. I'm gonna try a way to steal that. But by all means. Marcus is here, Stavros is here. Will GMB and citations help an e-com store rank? Not organically. If it has a physical location, it might help. I'll post a link to the AWS in the group for you. They're showing inserts. Oh yeah, I'll check it out. I haven't seen it, so it's cool though. I have a bot on my my site. I like it. Brian's here. What's up, Brian? Let's jump back over to YouTube. Oh boy, lots of questions on YouTube. Let's see. How would you do proper SEO/rank for, say, launch jacking when you have a new site? Making Web 2.0 is about that topic since you're just going to reviewing all sorts of different products. If you want to do launch jacking, the trick is to get it as early as possible. And I'd just like to grab an EMD. Now, if you're talking about doing it on your blog, you're just going to have to write a really well optimized blog post on it as soon as possible. I haven't really done a ton of launch jacking, but the most success I had was grabbing an EMD as early as possible and launch jacking it that way, or with a video. I've done that before too. Auction domain. This is Jude. Auction domain versus new domain for a new project. If you find an auction domain that's clean, powerful, and makes sense, then you can use an auction domain. Otherwise, it's plenty fine just to go with a clean or a new domain. Chris says, I knew you use domain stacks. That said, do you find your documents ranking? Not really. Let's see. Emerson says, hey, dude, you're the man. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. What are your thoughts on your money, your life search quality guidelines? Your money, your life makes a lot of sense to me. A while back, a family member was having a certain physical condition. And this was kind of before that was a thing. And I Googled it to learn more about it. So I don't know, just because, it's your family. And all I could come up with were these clearly affiliate sites that I knew well enough to avoid because, what the hell do they know about this particular topic? I don't want to say what it is because it's very personal. And it frustrated me because they were clearly affiliate sites trying to push us off to like krill oil or some shit. Pardon my language. This is testy for me. But it got me to thinking that somebody who didn't understand like SEO and affiliate and internet marketing wouldn't have even known to avoid that advice. So I'm glad that they are taking that approach. And I think that you should avoid topics like that where you can seriously impact someone's life. You shouldn't be giving out health advice and stuff like that just because you know how to rank a site, Snag says, what is EMD? Oh, I'm sorry. EMD stands for exact match domain. So if your keyword was Venus Factor review, it would be venusfactorreview.com. So something like that. I meant to say, like, how would you juice up your site for launch jacking, as in everything is different categories and stuff? Do you think that just not building backlinks and rather just articles. Well, the thing with backlinks is if you have enough warning about the launch, you can do it, but backlinks take so long to take effect now. If you have a few weeks warning, though, you could just fire several execs and try to get it up there as fast as possible. Maybe even like 10 or 20 safe links would be the way to go with that. So to me, it's just not my favorite business model because, one, it depends on somebody else putting out products, and two, you just have to constantly do it, So spend a general blog with a bunch of launch jack products. Yeah, I think that does work. I have seen those. I would optimize them as well as possible for the keyword and then just hit them with a bunch of SAP or strong PBN links. How long do backlinks take to have an impact in your review? It just depends on the link and the other variables in the situation, but usually a week or two. Some take quicker, some take longer, but let's hop back over to Facebook. Got a few more people on Instagram. What's up, Instagram? If you want to ask some questions, let me know. Stavros says, hey, Chris, how are you? I literally could not be better, Stavros. Thank you for asking. Been a long time since I watched your live videos. I wish I could afford paying for Superstar Academy. I don't know what to tell you on that, man. I'd love to have you back. Steven says, how heavy do you use UTM tags on your sites? Have you ever caused issues for you? Just curious. Not as much as I should. Tracking, for those who don't know, that's a way of tracking where a click came from, more or less. And I'm not as good at tracking as I should be. It's actually something that Becker talked about last weekend. And I don't know, I need to come up with a good solution to get better at tracking so I can understand my data, because data is everything. The more data you have, the better decision you can make. But I'm definitely not the guy to explain that, unfortunately, because I'm just not, excuse me, as good at it as I should be. Grab some water here. How do you make sure you don't get penalized from PBNs? I don't know where this fear of getting penalized from PBNs comes from, but just build them out to look like good sites and link out naturally from them like you would a regular blog, and you'll be fine. Which is better, easier local marketing, better/easier, I think is what you mean. Local marketing or CPA? Better is subjective, and so is easier for that matter. With local marketing, you're one phone call away from having, $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000, whatever it is, dollar check. CPA is better if you want to if you don't want to get clients and you kind of want to work on your own. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. It really just depends on what you like to do and what you're good at. Chris says, so many folks are backing out of local SEO. I think it's a hidden treasure trove. That's because so many people got into it that had no business being in it in the first place, in my opinion. They got into it because they heard it was a good way to make money, or they took some course that convinced them that that's the only way to make money online. And, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know where you're saying. I don't know that many that are backing out of it, but if they are, it's because they shouldn't have been in it in the first place. You think it's a hidden treasure trove? I agree. It's the easiest way, in my opinion, to go from $0 online to full-time income online. It's not my favorite model. I don't focus on it anymore, but it's definitely where you can make the quickest money. Emerson says, thank you for your time. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you showing up today. Oh, boy. Steven says they're his favorite tool. Make a post in the group. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Michael says, what does one have to do to go to Becker's event? Is it open to anyone or invite? No, so it's a private mastermind called the Hero Black Card Club that I've been in for a little over a year now. It's very expensive and it's a monthly thing, but part of it is we get 3 or 4 live events with him a year where he breaks down literally everything he's doing in his business. So, and you get to meet some other really, really successful people at it. So, and me. So that's kind of what it is. It's expensive, but if you meet the qualifications and it's something you want to do, definitely worth it. It's definitely taken me to the next level. Legiit would not exist without it. So Gert joined. What's up, Gert? I've gotten penalized on one of my sites and had to redo entire website about social bookmarking from Fiverr, I think. I think bookmarking is good or not. It has its place. It's not super important. I don't do, thousands of them or anything, but You can do branded ones, and it's also good for getting links indexed. If local isn't your model, what is? Platform development at this point is kind of where I am. I still do have local clients, don't get me wrong, and I have a couple affiliate here and there, but platform education and content marketing are kind of what I do now, and a little bit of consulting and local SEO. My goal is to build assets that I can sell later or leave a legacy. So that's kind of where I'm going. And plus, with client SEO, to me, it always felt like I had traded one boss for many, so it just wasn't a good fit for me. So I only take on like an exclusive amount. Having said that, I do have a white label SEO service that's going to be launching to the public at the first of the year. So if you're doing local, and by you I mean whoever doing local, you can kind of hand off the off-page SEO to us, and we'll handle it for you. So that's that. Taylor didn't just join. What's up, Taylor? Taylor's my social media guy. Is doing a great job for me. Appreciate that a lot. Do you recommend ranking regionally rather than locally? So I would start close and go out. So start with your city or your county, and again, it depends on where you live, of course. And then just never stop adding areas. It also depends on the business. If somebody's going to not drive to your location, you want to start where the business is going to be. So it's kind of situational, but I would definitely start locally. That's the easiest. Please save this live so I can go back and take notes. Yeah, if you're watching on Facebook, it'll be there. Like it automatically uploads to Facebook, so you're good. David and Craig just joined. What's up, fellas? Let's jump back over to YouTube. Really need to set up a second monitor in here because it's kind of hard to Snag says, for affiliate sites, what things do you basically recommend to rank? Like best ones other than PBNs? Off page, of course. For authority sites, the whole point is that you don't really have to do a lot of off page. There, you want to get at least 50 good articles, pages, posts, whatever you're going to do, and then fill them out and optimize them for longer tail blog style keywords. What I love to do is use BuzzSumo to find headline titles that have already worked, and then just rewrite that article to fit you. So it's really, really powerful. For offsite, you really just don't have to do much for authority sites because I lost my train of thought. Because the whole point is that it's using the authority it builds by adding more and more powerful content, so you don't have to do that much off page. Emersham says, how often do you have this meeting? This will be the last one for 2018, but generally I do them every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So starting next year, it'll be weekly on Fridays. Chris says, whatever happened to that mass page site for socks or knitting? It got hacked, so I had to take it down. This is why I don't like showing live sites and stuff, because whenever I do, they always get messed with. 100% of the sites I've ever shown in public have either gotten hacked or spammed or anything like that. So, yeah. Em says, how do you do link building to the PBN? I mean, what link platforms and anchor text do we use? Do we use the same platforms and anchor text we use for the money site? I don't build links to my PBNs. The whole point for me of buying a PBN is that it's already powerful. So I don't build links to my PBNs. But if BuzzSumo shows popular articles, wouldn't those be harder to rank? Also, isn't BuzzSumo paid? Yes, BuzzSumo is paid. It's a great tool. I think where you're missing out is you're looking at keyword difficulty and search volumes and things like that. What you want to do is look for things that people are interested in and are willing to buy based on. So that is a proven topic. So if you can get, top 5 blanks that blank, you can also rank for it, or you can also get social media traffic from it. Don't just think of Google, don't limit yourself like that. That's how authority sites work, is they have a lot of valuable content, and it ends up ranking because there's a lot of authority on the site. So that's kind of how I do my authority sites. And I like to do those because to me, it's just fun. If I had the time to write content myself, I would definitely do that. Do you build links to social media profiles associated with money sites? Sometimes if I want them to rank or if I want to take over the first page. I don't do it to all of them, but maybe like a Yelp or a Facebook page and things like that. You can do that sometimes. But usually if you optimize those right and get some content on them, they're going to rank anyway. And let's see. Let's jump back over to Facebook. Anthony says, how do you know the difference between a guest post and someone just adding to their PBN? You're going to have to look at it, I have seen that happen, unfortunately, but you're just going to have to look at the guest post site, see if there's been a consistent history of content, and if the content and the site look like something that people really go to. But that is definitely a concern. And obviously, if you're doing your own outreach, then you don't face that problem. But if you're buying guest post links, that is a concern. Unfortunately, most of them won't show you the site until they've given it to you anyway. So you're just going to have to do your homework on the vendor, But if you're asking how, once you see it, how you can tell, you just got to look at how consistent the content on it has been, how the quality of it and the structure and things like that. So, and it's also kind of a fine line, right? Like what necessarily makes a PBN versus a money site. So you can also use, Ahrefs and SEMrush and those tools to look at the traffic, although those numbers are completely off. But that's another way you can look at it. Marcus just joined. What's up, Marcus? What are your top 5 favorite SEO tools? SERPT, BuzzSumo, probably SendWire, just because it's been so good to me. I don't really use it that much anymore. What else? I don't know. I'm not really big on tools, but those are the 3 I like the most. Audit, when it launches very soon. And I don't know. That's all I can think of at the moment. What do you think is the next step above SaaS? Not sure what you mean by that. Next step above, like huge platform development, I guess. Like ClickFunnels is a SaaS, but then like Shopify. ClickFunnels isn't really a great example. Shopify is like a huge platform. That's kind of my goal for Legiit. So I guess that's like the next step. A SaaS is like Audit is going to be a SaaS. So SaaS, for those who don't know, is software as a service. But so that would be the step, and then huge platform would be next. Facebook, Shopify, things like that are the step above that. That's what take hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars to develop. But those are the things that everybody else uses. Audit is going to be an on-page SEO tool that I'm launching. It has 2 eyes in it. If you had to start from zero today, that means just one step above a hobo. What would you do to elevate yourself? I'd get a job and get a place to live. And then in my spare time, I would start getting clients. Basically, that's it. I'd get enough money to live off of, and then I would just start hammering away getting clients. Because like I said, you can go from 0 to, X $1,000s a month with just one phone call, one email, whatever. So that's the fastest way to get yourself some money. And I would also start selling some services because, I'm Legiit because I own it. But, on whatever platform I could sell on just to get some other fast revenue. Let's hop back over to Facebook. Speaking of SCM and Ahrefs being off, I noticed Google Search Console is way off. Well, where can we get accurate data? Search Console is even worse. You're never going to get 100% accurate data, unfortunately. What you need to do is use as many of those as you can budget and kind of paint as accurate of a picture as you can. Unfortunately, it's just not ever going to be, the science is never going to be that specific. And it's frustrating, but it is what it is, Like that's as good as you're going to get. The ones I like to use are, what do I use? I use SpyFu. There's the 5th one for whoever asked about SEO tools, by the way. SpyFu. I use Ahrefs, Majestic, SERPT, and then a little bit of Search Console. But yeah. Brian says, I really appreciate you making so much information free. Oh, no problem at all. Like, I really do enjoy doing these. I love hanging out and just answering questions and, being interactive with the community. I hate communities where there's like the guru on a hill and then he looks down at everybody. That's just not me. So I appreciate that you're getting some value out of it. Thank you for being here. And says you look good with Ruan at Alex B's house. Oh, thank you. I actually hate how I have seen a couple clips. I hate how I look in that video, but I'm very self-critical that way. But thank you. Appreciate that. Would you consider yourself a decent closer? Not really. No. I can sell and I can get the job done, but I'm not like a Jordan Belfort where, I can sell, what was that thing from Tommy Boy? Ketchup popsicle to a woman wearing white gloves. I'm not that guy. What would you pitch be to a client in a nutshell? I just let them know what I can do for them. I paint the picture in their mind. I find out why they want more business. And so if maybe they want to take more time off to take their kid out for more vacations, I find out what that is and say, well, then what we need to do is get you this many more clients. I'm very scientific about it, but I also get into their emotions and figure out why they want more business, because we tend to assume that every business wants more business. But if you ask them like 3 levels of why, generally you'll be able to use that. So, why do you want more business? Oh, so I can take more time off. Why do you want to take more time off? So I can take my daughter Emily to Disney World. So what if I could tell you that if I with just 3 months of work, I could get you enough extra income into your business to take little Emily to Disney World this Christmas? Would that be something we could work on? That's kind of my approach. That's kind of a long answer to a short question, but there you go. Thoughts on keysearch.co? Not familiar with it. Snag says, I've tried SEO agency and stuff. I feel like it's very hard to get clients, to be honest. Also, even if you only have some clue on how to rank. So I think, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, but I think that your mindset about it is probably part of the problem you're having. So you need to think of them as like you owe it to them to offer your service to them, because what you offer is so amazing. They are doing themselves a disservice by not having it, and you are not being moral by not getting it in front of them. The fact that they haven't bought your service is something you should, again, and this is not you, I'm just saying in general, this is how I psych myself up, is I'm ashamed of myself for not being able to help them, because I have the cure for their problem, and it's my moral obligation to get it to them. That's how I motivate myself for sales, and kind of how I pump myself up and make myself go for it. So that may or may not work for you, but that's what worked for me. And once I made that mental switch, my business exploded. But there's so many others who've probably done this for years. And if I'm a beginner, see there again, you're defeating yourself. You got to get more confidence. And maybe that means you need to go and rank some more, rank your own agency site. You got to get that confidence to where you're convinced that what you can do, you and you alone can help them. Whether it's necessarily true or not, you need to get in your head that they have got to have snag success or they're never going to grow. And you got to feel obligated to be able to help them. And if you need to build that confidence in your skill set, then go, start your own agency site and just start ranking that. Once you see those couple rankings, you're going to realize that it's not as hard as you think it is. And you can offer them something that nobody else can. So work on your mindset. I don't know you, but the fact that you're here today tells me that you're motivated and you want to improve and get better. So I think that you have what it takes. Maybe you're a beginner, but you have what it takes to go out there, learn, improve, and get people the product that they need and deserve, because only you can give it to them. So start thinking like that. Start thinking about how awesome you are, and not be arrogant, but just be that confident in your ability and go out there. So any advice for monthly SEO client pricing based on competition or client's order value, as you give us some directions on to resell a white label SEO service? I get asked this a lot, and I never know the right way to answer it, but you should definitely do it based on the value of a sale to that customer. The difficulty in ranking them is in regards to how much it's going to cost you, like obviously New York lawyer is going to be easier or harder than Kennebunksport hernia surgeon or something. I don't even know if that's a thing, but So those are the kind of the two things. So it's to base them on that. So I hope that makes sense. Chris says, you, Becker, and Greg both seem like introverts, which isn't a bad thing. Seems you just make it happen when you need to build that dream and achieve success. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's hard to be, objective about yourself. But I think that makes sense. Becker definitely is, from what I've gotten to know him. Like when it's showtime, he knows how to turn the switch on. But like when you hang out with him afterwards, he's not. He's kind of quiet. So, how much would you ask them to pay for a beginner? When I say beginner, I mean I'm not ranked any clients. I've done affiliate sites. There you go. Consider that affiliate site your client. You have ranked clients. So no less than $1,000 a month. But again, it depends on how much a customer is worth to them, and this should be in your discovery phase. You should figure that out, and then how many resources it's going to take to get you to rank them. So, don't see right there. I'm glad you said that, because you have ranked people. You have ranked sites. A site is a site. In fact, local sites are going to be easier than affiliate sites sometimes. Just think of those affiliate sites as the clients you've already ranked. Now you know how to rank clients, so you need to go out there and give them the service that they so desperately need. Windshield Wonder says, what can I do to get from rank 4 to like 8, 4 to like 8 to the top 3 on Google? I do follow your videos and looking for something to push me over the top. I can almost guarantee your on-site needs some work. Go compare your H1s, your occurrences of your keyword, your alt tags, and your meta titles and descriptions to the people that are in the top 3 to 5 positions. Emulate what's already winning. Fetch and render, and then wait a week or two and see what happens. Let me jump back over to Facebook, and then I'll get back to the YouTube questions. Oh boy. What are your thoughts on mirroring your silo structure on Google Drive? I haven't done it, but it sounds cool. Sounds like it's something that could help. Steven says, I use VWO for conversion rate optimization on my e-com sites. Are there any MVT tools for SEO? The only thing I use for conversion, I don't really do a lot of CRO. I have web guys that do that, but what's that screen recording one? Hotjar I've found helps a lot to like record the screen and see what people do. But I really can't speak with authority on that kind of thing. The real trick to me for conversions and things like that is having a great offer and having a great offer and a great pitch. Those more to me have worked better than like optimizing the page with a green button versus a red button and stuff like that. Not saying that stuff's not important, but I found I don't really get into the nuts and bolts too much like that. So Adrian has joined, Caleb has joined, Chris has joined. Another Chris. What's up? What's up? All right. With SEO, I feel like you can't prove them results until you have actually shown them. So show them some of your rankings, or go rank your own agency site. Pick a really easy one, like your city SEO expert. They don't know that that's easy, but you could probably rank for that by tomorrow if you really optimize your page right. Anyway, I hate when I do that. I like read the first half of a question and respond to it and not the whole thing. So with SEO, I feel like you can't prove them results until you have actually shown them. Like with something like showing the PPC, you can show that quicker opposed to SEO paying a lot being new. Okay, so offer them that too. You can use that as part of your offer. We'll start with PPC so you can start getting some traffic and some leads in right away. And we can figure out what keywords are going to work best because the people are clicking on them or not clicking on them. And while we're working on that, we'll rank you. So the more we rank and the more leads we get through organic, the more we can scale down the paid ads and reduce that cost. So there's another way to look at that. All right. Multiple variable testing. Yeah, I'm never good with acronyms. I only figured out what SEO meant last week. Just kidding. But I really do suck with acronyms. Yeah, I'm not really the guy to advise you on that. You might want to hook up with Jim from the Academy. He's much better at that sort of thing than I am. All right, guys, I blocked off an hour for this, so we got another 5 minutes or so. So load them up and I'll knock them down. Your opinion on 301 redirect and expired domain for new domain for DA advantage. Does this still work or is there risk of penalty? It's funny, see what I mean? I've been getting this question a lot because somebody already asked that earlier. I'm going to answer it. There must be some videos or some courses or something out there because it's been coming up a lot more lately. So my opinion on it is it used to work really, really well. Now it doesn't work as well. What I would do is just use it as a site and link over to it. I find you get more power that way. You think client SEO is easier than ranking affiliate authority sites? I found it way easier to do affiliate authority sites because you can literally just high quality, long content and it ranks. It depends on what you mean by easier. Like, it's easier to get paid with client SEO because, again, you're one phone call away from thousands of dollars. Whereas an affiliate or an authority site, you got to build the content, rank the site, make sure it converts and all that stuff before you get paid. That said, there sure are a lot less headaches with it once it starts making money. And I definitely get the appeal of affiliate authority sites. So it really just depends on you, If you prefer to just sit and do the SEO, and you can accept that it's going to take you longer to get paid, then just do affiliate and authority sites. You have to analyze yourself and figure out what your DNA, not to sound like Gary Vee, but what your DNA is best suited to. And if that's doing SEO, writing long content and ranking sites and making passive money, then I totally get that. And that's for you. If you want to make money fast, and have like a business type business, then affiliate and then client SEO is for you. Neither is right or wrong. It just depends on where you are financially, what your goals are, and what you're comfortable doing. So I don't think either is easier or harder. I think that ranking affiliate sites is probably a little more difficult than ranking local business sites. But again, it's a case per case basis. But it's just a matter of what you want to do, And in Superstar SEO Academy that you can check out at superstarseo.com/academy, I break it down into 4 areas. We have a category for people that want to do agency SEO, client work. We have a category for affiliate marketers, like what it sounds like you are. We have a category for like local business owners. This is something I didn't even anticipate. And this is a good example of adapting to what your clients needs. But we have a lot of like local business owners who want to rank their own sites. And then we have a section for e-commerce SEO, which I have not seen taught anywhere else. So my point with that was, 1, to get you to buy Superstar SEO Academy. And 2, to show you that there's a lot of different ways to make money with it, and those aren't even the only ones. So just figure out what you like to do and then focus in on that, get tunnel vision on that, and just really hammer away with it until you get where you want to go. Also think about what you want to do for the next 10 years, Do you want to be building affiliate sites for 10 years? Then so be it. If you want to be dealing with pain in the ass clients for 10 years, so be it. So have a picture of where you want to go and figure out which of those paths will get you there. All right, got a couple minutes left. Let's hop back over to Facebook. How often do you back up your sites? I have it automatically. I don't know. You ask good questions because I don't really have any. I should be better about stuff like that. Whatever the host does automatically for me. I think Jim has gotten me a little spoiled in that regard because I just don't think about stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up Instagram because it's about to shut down. And so give me just a second. All right, Instagram, thanks for joining us. Come join us next week. Well, not next week, next year for another AMA. Appreciate you hanging out with me today. And check us out on Facebook at Superstar SEO and on YouTube at superstarseo.tv. All right. Mike says, do you think embedded driving directions still work for GMB rankings as per this guy? And geotagging images. Geotagging, despite the rumors, that definitely still does help. The driving directions thing, I think that the person you're asking about went a little nuts with it, but I do find that it helps for covering a whole city. So if, like, I'm kind of on the outskirts, and I think it helped me rank for the other parts of the city. It's not really necessary, though. What's your favorite affiliate platform? Amazon, ClickBank, etc.? Honestly, I don't like those types of programs. I prefer to go straight to the vendor. For instance, I have a nootropics, whatever, affiliate site, and I use the affiliate program of the major vendor in that. I just find that you get a much better commission that way. And ClickBank offers, they just don't convert that well, in my experience. Steven says, I'll ask him in the group. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. I don't mean to be off. I just don't want to answer something I don't know, And that's just not my thing. I think I've just gotten worked with him so long now that I can just shoot a message and he'll yeah, just and that's the end of it. It actually makes that same sound too. Just kidding. So let's drop back over to YouTube. All right, guys, we got 1 minute left. If you got any more questions, fire away. What are your thoughts on Google ads or Facebook ads better for e-commerce sites? I don't do a ton of e-commerce, but Google shopping ads, I'm told, are really crushing it for e-commerce. And I don't know. I mean, I know 2015, 2016, everybody and their brother was doing Shopify ads or Shopify stores with Facebook ads, but I don't really see them anymore. So while I don't know, my suspicion is that you're going to have to be, at least the little drop shipping Shopify stores are not working as well. I think if you build up a nice brand and have your own products, that Facebook ads might work well too, because you can demonstrate them, in a video or in a nice picture or something. So do you run your websites on a Dedi or a VPS? I don't use VPSs, no. That to me just seems like it's going to be a problem. So I tend to use dedicated hosting. Some important steps you would like to outline for 3-pack ranking. Optimize your GMB perfectly. Pick the right categories, fill out the description, add as many images as possible, do a 360 video, all that stuff. Citations, not only do you need to get them perfectly in sync with your GMB, you want to fill them out really thoroughly with images and a good keyword optimized description as well. Those are kind of the most important steps, in my opinion. What Dedi host do you use? I use a few different ones. I have some sites on Namecheap, some on GoDaddy, some on Flywheel, some on SiteGround, and then I have some PBN hosting as well. Thanks, Chris. Have a good day. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you showing up. All right, guys. I'll give it. It's 4:01. We'll give it till 4:05, and then we'll call it a day because my voice is starting to go. I'm going to take another drink in the meantime. Do me a favor, and if you want to learn more about SEO and you like content like this and you want it in a more structured format, check out superstarseo.com/academy. Super cheap. You get access to all 4 great coaches, me, Jim, Joe. There's no Joe. Jeff and Scott. The private Facebook group, discounts on our software and services, all kinds of stuff. So check it out. I'm about to drop it in the chat there, Sam. Thanks. Em says, thanks, Chris, for your time and all the information. Wish you happy holidays and a very happy new year. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. That means the world to me, and I appreciate it. You have happy holiday and new year as well. Best WordPress hosting. I know it's the typical questions, but who is very good or the best right now? I like Flywheel. Jim recommended them to me, and I've been very happy with them. So, yeah. Let's see. Nick just joined. What's up, Nick? If you could tag him, it would be helpful. I don't know which Jim you're talking about. He's one of the coaches in Academy, Jim Sabellico. But I'll tag him in the Academy group for you. I don't really want to tag him in the free group, just because we'll get too many notifications. All right, guys, I think that's going to, well, I said 4:05. We'll give it 2 more minutes for that. Do you have an affiliate program? I do, yeah. It's, I think it's affiliate sign up. Not too many people take advantage of it, which is frustrating, but. It's partly my fault too, because I don't talk about it much. Yeah. That's the affiliate sign up page. Caleb says, are you dressing up as Santa Claus this Christmas? No, that would be insulting to the real Santa Claus. Yeah, no, I'll tag him in the Academy group, Stephen. Nick says, yo, growing a Facebook group from scratch. What are some things you can do to trigger the suggested group's algo? Be as active as possible and get people engaging. Don't link it to your page right away. And then you got to get those first 1,000 people in there. So if you run some ads, that'll help too. Those are kind of the things. Is they like activity from multiple users. So I hate them in some ways, but do those, engagement posts. Add me to your group, by the way, and I'll be able to help you out too. But yeah, like getting people to engage and getting more people. The more people you in, the more people you get in. So, but that's kind of it. But message me after, and I'll give you some more things. But I'm kind of drawing a blank at the moment. But basically, yeah, getting more people to engage, get your existing customers in there, and then just get people to talk about how awesome it is. And once you get your first 1,000 members or so, as long as it stays active, then they'll start suggesting it. Oh, cool. I'll drop that for you here, Stephen. That's the affiliate program. Med's laughing at me being Santa Claus, apparently. Ivan is here. Cecilia is here. All right, guys. I think I'm going to have to call it a day because my voice is really, really shot. So this is the last AMA for the year. It's been a great year. I think we started doing these in January, and we did them for 10 months straight. Took a few weeks off, came back to this last one. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. Really means the world to me. We're going to go hard on these next year again. But thank you for so much. Follow me on Instagram at Superstar SEO, on YouTube at superstarseo.tv, and on Facebook in the Superstar SEO Facebook group, the biggest SEO discussion group on Facebook. So thanks a lot, guys. It really means the world to me. Check out superstarseoacademy.com or superstarseo.com/academy for Superstar SEO Academy. That's what I got for you today. Have a great holiday if you celebrate it. Have a great new year. I'll talk to you in 2019. Take care.